We're just gonna do this for the whole
I don't know.
hour.
We're just dancing.
Silent waving.
It'll just be an entire stream of awkward dancing.
There is a lot of transition happening with the studio. It's very slow to move between things, is what I'm experiencing here as I'm running the stream, as compared to how it has usually been in past times when I've run streams. So there's something going on. Not sure what it is. I think we're just going to have to be kind of patient as we transition between what's showing on the screen and not get too worried about it. So
yeah, as a veteran of the prize streams, it's good to front load the excuses now. So
right.
We're all set. Good to go.
Sorry if things are odd or things are happening like a little bit different for the audience than for us, but welcome. This is our giveaway live stream for August 2024 Protospiel Online. So we have Crystal Dax here to run our wheel, and she's our first time host in this seat, and our longtime co-host Chris Michaud here with us. Flip the table, Chris. So thank you both very much for joining.
Happy to be here.
Absolutely. Always a pleasure.
And
it's a bit of a reunion here too. Crystal and I go way back in the days of Flip the Table, back when we were cross-promoting and doing that whole thing. So it's good stuff.
Yeah, I hear Crystal often say that she attributes the some of the first things she learned about podcasting to you, basically, the getting started. So
that's the kind of stolen valor that I'll definitely accept.
And what's funny is I put Chris literally in the same bucket that I put Helen Zaltzman from The Illusionist, because before I started my podcast, those are the two people that I reached out to get advice about podcasting. And the fact that either of them responded was a delight, but the fact that both of them responded to me, like when Helen Zaltzman responded to my message on Facebook, I was literally shook, because she's one of my idols. And her brother is on the current season of Taskmaster right now, which I don't know if there's any Taskmaster fans out there.
That's a fact I did not know.
Yes, Andy Zaltzman is on this season that's airing right now, and he's so funny.
Yes,
he loves puns.
Agreed.
All of his tasks, he's doing puns, Chris. You will love it.
It's been a good season so far. We're almost up to date.
Very good. And Chris has made some games for us to play throughout, so we're going to be giving away prizes to live viewers. And say hello if you're here. Like I said, we're experiencing a little bit of technical difficulty, so I'm not sure if we're coming through to you. So if you're here, if you could say hi, that'd help me out. But if we have some people to play with us, we'll be playing Wads of Words, which is one of Chris's games from All Night Long that he's made some special puzzles just for this stream. So thanks for doing that, Chris.
Always
and
a pleasure.
We'll have some guests from who are past attendees of Protospiel Online to tell us stories from their time attending and everything like that. So, and spinning the wheel for the people who earned giveaway entries to give away. Oh, I can show you something fun. I'll wait until the last spin to do this, but we're giving away this bundle of Panda toolkits. So that first one is the paper toolkit, the designer toolkit, and the wood toolkit. All the cute pandas, and they have some super fun chonky bits in them that show all their breadth of what they can do, and totally useful for prototyping and stuff like that as well. So, all right. Well, I think, let's see, I'm looking at the schedule. I think it's probably time. Oh, we're gonna do Wads of Words now.
Okay.
The first round of it, and this one is for a vinyl sticker, either 2 vinyl stickers that are big or a sticker sheet of our people make the playtest stuff. So
2 big ones, lots of little ones. That's a great choice to make.
So we'll show you. This is what this is from, All Night Long.
Yep, we'll talk a little bit later about what Mall Night Long is all about, but it's essentially a game that takes place in a virtual shopping mall, and there's 7 different stores. Each store is a different game that you can play, and as is Protospiel prize stream tradition, We're going to be playing a game called Wads of Words today. So let me go ahead and play our video intro. Wads of Words is a game that you might enjoy if you're into crosswords, if you're into word games. It is the kind of game that both lives at the cross section between smart crossword style puzzles and dad jokes, basically. So here's how this one works. We're going to do one just as an example. So Heather and Crystal, you're certainly welcome to shout the answer out loud for this one to show everybody how it's played. But I'm going to go ahead and show you a word that has been sorted into alphabetical order, like this. Then I'm going to give you a crossword style clue as to what that word is. So if I were to say, they always seem to be breaking, what do you think the answer to this one would be? They always seem to be breaking.
Breakers. No.
Breaks.
Breaks. Okay. Yeah, there's one
I was ready to give you credit.
Yeah. Right. I see it.
Little quick on the draw, but you get the idea. So I will show you a word like that, and the way this is going to work on stream is you need to enter your answer into the chat. So now's the time to make yourself known if you're out there in the chat. The first person to enter the correct answer in the chat is going to win the prize. If the audience is stumped, then I'll start spelling the word one letter at a time until somebody eventually figures it out. So when we do the real one, Heather and Crystal will solve it silently in their own brains so that we don't give away the answer to the folks out there on stream. So for your choice of 2 big stickers or many little stickers, here is your first clue for the day. It is a 6-letter word. The clue is, it can indicate the end of a sentence. It can indicate the end of a sentence. So take some time to think on that clue. It can indicate the end of a sentence. We're watching that chat closely, and I see Parliamentarian 0 has solved correctly. Parole can indicate the end of a sentence, as in a prison sentence. Well done, Parliamentarian 0 or O. It could be a 0. It could be an O. If your evil twin is here, let's make sure we send the prize to the right place. But that is round number 1 for today. Congratulations on your stickers. Well done.
Yay. That is Grant Van Nostrand for my prize keep tracker. But yes. Awesome, Crystal. And we're going to take Crystal away so our first guest can come and join us. And we'll see her again when it's time to spin the wheel next. Okay.
See you in a little
See
bit.
you later. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Okay. First guest.
Hello, Eric.
Hey.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
Okay,
It's an
let
honor to
me-
be here.
Yeah. Yes, thanks for coming. Okay, wait.
Just switch some windows around.
I am mixed around, yes.
It's all right. I got a little full screen shot. I liked that. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
You should wait until we get into the star wipes. It gets real good then.
Well, yeah, if you could get me to exit on one of those, I'd love it.
Oh, here we go. Can I get you like this? There we go. Buttons have moved around on me, or just the fact that I don't do this weekly makes it hard for me to remember. Okay. Come on.
There we go. We did it.
Hello.
Yeah.
All right. In the spotlight, and well deserved.
Yes. Yes, so Eric has been coming to Protospiel Online for, about a year, maybe a little more.
Yep.
And we definitely have talked about your game a lot on our Prototype Showcase stream, because you have a very funny and fun story in the background of your game called Adulting, right?
Mhm.
So if you maybe want to open with kind of that and what brought you to
Yeah.
Protospiel Online, and we'll just talk about your experiences there.
Yeah, absolutely. So the first game I designed, the one that I'm still refining and working on, it's called Adulting, and my little sister and I worked on this as a design, as a wedding gift for our older sister when she was getting married. So that was my entry into game design. We're all board gamers, and so I was working on this game design for my sister for years, making very small progress on it at a time. And then a little over a year ago, I discovered online playtesting, and since then it has just picked up like an exponential graph. The amount of development of my game that has happened since then is incredible. I've given it as a gift to my sister, and now I'm just having fun continuing to refine it and make it better and hopefully publish it one day. But yeah, I've been about a year that I've been coming to Protospiel Online. I think the previous August, I believe, was my first one, August 2023. And maybe I did a couple playtests that weekend, but this past one was the first convention that I just cleared my whole schedule and was available as much as I could be, and it was really worth it. It was really a great time.
That's good to hear. Yeah. Anything specific that happened differently, I guess, when you came for the whole weekend versus popping
definitely
in and out as you could, mixed in with everything else going on that weekend? Yeah.
Definitely. I think it helped me just have time. There's two things that come to mind. Is first of all, the like rapid iteration. When I had cleared my schedule, I could go and say, oh my gosh, I got all these notes and I'm going to have time to play test it later. And let me just spend a couple hours and make all these changes right now. Which kind of connects to the other thing that was different, which was that I spent a lot more time in the coffee talk chat than I had in previous weekends. Usually, if I was only making time to be at the convention every once in a while, I would just log in for the playtests and then log out, which is my typical online playtesting experience. Like at Break My Game and other online places, it's like you log in, you get straight to playtesting, and then you're out of there. So having that time to sit on the coffee talk and just chat with other designers about our successes and struggles, and just pop off ideas and specific jokes that maybe only game designers would find funny was just such a fun experience to have that community, which I'd really only had on text chats in forums and things, but to have that just hanging out, talking to each other in that coffee talk chat was really great.
Yeah, and those conversations go deep, right? Like, whenever I popped into Coffee Talk, it's always a very active conversation. And since everybody has that sort of baseline of being interested in game design, it's like the ice is broken when you walk in, right?
Yeah.
Usually they're talking about some kind of subject that you can resonate with or that you have something to say about. So, and it's really nice to have that there, so you're not just kind of staring into space between playtests and hoping something comes along.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
So it's cool.
Which makes me think of the kind of most impactful moment from this last weekend for me was playtesting a version of Adulting. And I was playing with Zoe Allred, who just really made me like challenge the way I was thinking about my design and thinking about what is the message I'm sending about what it means to be an adult, and what are you doing as you're completing these tasks? What is my motivation in this game, and what is the message that I'm sending? And I just left that playtest in a full existential crisis that I'm still working through. but I jumped straight from that into Coffee Talk, and Matthew Hawker was there, and we like got so deep into that question of like, what is the purpose of making games? What am I doing here? And what is my effect on people as I create these systems that they're going to engage with? And it was such a deep, meaningful conversation that has, what are we now? About 2 months after, and I'm still like processing everything that happened that weekend.
And coloring your future playtests after that.
Absolutely.
Like you're looking at different things than you used to be.
Absolutely, yeah. And my new game ideas, I'm like, whoa, I can really say something in a way, or I can make this effect. I'm have a little different depth of what I'm thinking about as a designer from my experiences this past August.
Are you also saying that you were using your Coffee Talk time as work time? So like instead of...
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, when you wanted to make your iterations, you'd have company when you were doing it.
Exactly. It was kind of a... What's the other word besides co-working that we're using?
Sort of multitasking, sort of.
But I've heard people call it body doubling,
Yeah.
and also like a productivity session.
Yeah, productivity session, right?
It depends on who you are, whether you can be productive while people are talking around you or not.
Well,
Coffee
that
is
too
definitely
is
not
like
a silent focus time.
Absolutely. It's like I'd work on one card at a time and maybe type a sentence as these conversations were happening. But yes, it was definitely just a spot to be as I was doing the iterations. Was
Awesome.
nice. Yeah.
So, well, I think we have a few more minutes with you. Directions we could go could be talking about like other prototypes you've played that you find memorable or want to shout out. Crystal had a lovely suggestion that she gave me the other day, so maybe we'll try a Crystal suggestion also with all of our guests this time, which is if you can, and I'm kind of putting you on the spot instead of telling you in advance, but if you can describe Protospiel Online in 3 words, what are like 3 words that are Protospiel Online?
Ooh.
It's a challenge. It's the game Crystal made up.
Yep. I'm gonna say thought-provoking. With a hyphen, so that's one word.
Okay, we'll give you that one. but we're giving you side eye. We'll give it.
Yeah. I'm maybe breaking the rules of the game we made. Bad playtester here.
Well, I mean, it's a playtesting thing, so you're allowed to break the rules in the middle of the game. You can just change it on the fly.
Okay, great.
So,
yeah, definitely thought-provoking. Supportive, I think, is a huge one. I feel so supported when I'm in that space. And like everything I'm thinking is falling into those 2 buckets. What else is? I want to say inspirational, which is different than thought-provoking to me because I'm seeing different ways to do things than I would have thought. So like my imagination just runs wild after I leave those weekends of like, whoa, you can do that.
Like
and
every time I've gone,
else did something, right? It shows you the possibilities. Yeah,
exactly.
I was gonna say every time I've gone, I've seen somebody taking a huge swing. At least one person taking a huge swing and trying something big. And that's one of the things that I find kind of inspirational about it is that there's always a few people trying something wild. And that really opens the door and kind of creates that permission structure to try those crazy ideas you might not have otherwise pursued.
Absolutely. That's a good way to put it. It kind of gives you permission. You're like, oh, game designers are doing these wild things and often falling on their face and it's not succeeding at all. I can do that too. And if I fall on my face, doesn't mean I'm a bad designer. That's just what you do. That's how you learn. That's how you find something new.
Yes, definitely. Well, thank you. I think those were 3 beautiful words, compound words. But yeah, so what can you think of an example of one of those games you saw somebody trying, maybe failing, but it was inspiring or something like that?
The one that comes front of mind, and I've already shouted it out already, but Zoe Allred with Vibes this last its game Vibes just like was one of the first multi-victor games I'd played that was just very simple, cut to the chase, and showed me, oh, this is the kind of player interactions that a multi-victor game can allow that other games, that when we have a single victor, we can't allow this kind of interesting player interaction. So that game definitely got me thinking about a lot of possibilities and a lot of multi-victor ideas brewing in my head.
So when we say multi-victor, that doesn't necessarily mean cooperative, but it means that more than one player can win.
Exactly. It means that like my victory is not dependent on your victory, but we could cooperate, but also we could not. And there's kind of this very real, these very real interactions that can happen with that. I'm very new to this to that field, and so like a new idea that's popping in my head. But I know Zoe's big on it, and actually I recently watched a video that it has on its YouTube channel that I would highly recommend if that sounds like something interesting to you.
Yeah, I get the impression, I haven't tested very many of the multi-victor games that are coming out of, you know, Zoe's encouragement to our circle. But the impression I get is that different players have different goals generally, right? That are not mutually exclusive to one another.
Yes, I think that can be, although Vibes is it's very simple. Everyone has the same goal, but it's you know, you can help others out on your way to achieving your goal, or you can not, and you know, they might remember that and help you or not help you. And so I think there's a lot of just a lot of flexibility in that kind of negotiation with other players where you can cooperate or not. But yeah, certainly there's I think a lot of different ways that can manifest.
Awesome example. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
I think we're ready for Wheel of Names for Crystal to come back. So people bear with me when I'm turning things on and off. Our studio is having a hard time with it. So
all right, let's all just be very encouraging.
Yeah,
here we go.
Like, you can do it, studio.
We believe in you. All right, step 1 complete. All right. Hey, we did it.
We have a wheel.
There it is.
You did a really good job.
Almost. Okay, there it is. There it is. Okay, so we have a silly tradition. Let's figure out which way. Okay, it's over here.
Okay. All right.
Over here.
And go.
And spin.
Tylenol and ibuprofen before this, because I knew that was going to happen. Great.
Oh, I didn't say out loud what that was. The spin. That's we're gonna spin twice, and they're both for a Protospiel Online gift card. Which one could use themselves or give away to a friend? Help you.
Well, congratulations. Well done.
I'm gonna grab that for no reason. You know, just all right. Because I'm the type that'll be like, yeah, I'll take that down later, and then I'll be like, oh no, I didn't take it down.
Ooh,
so,
yeah.
do you want me to remove names as we go?
Yeah, I'll let you reset it for a second. I'll give you a second to reset it, and we'll spin it again right now, since we're going to do two spins per.
What's your favorite cheese?
Favorite cheese?
And then
alphabetically.
That's hilarious. We just played Phantom Ink, which Crystal was maybe one of the first people who said, this is awesome, you should play this game. I just got it on the cheap and played it with my board game friends, and cheese was the word. And literally, what's your favorite one was the question that was given to the spirit, and made it like very guessable for the other side.
Oh no.
It's funny. It's like you were a medium, Chris. You saw us playing that game.
I guess you could say Swiss, and that might throw people off, but is that a true answer then, right? Because you're not supposed to lie, right? So,
monster.
One question for you, Heather: do names that get chosen for prizes outside of wheel spins also get removed from the wheel?
No.
Okay, those cool. Then I have done things appropriately so far, so we're good to go.
Is bonsoir a cheese? I've never heard of that cheese. Is that an answer to that question, Derwin? Or are you just saying
hi, I think.
Oh, okay. It's just a weird timing.
It's a new fancy French cheese.
I see. Yeah. I don't know.
Just saying hi.
I like a lot of cheese. Cheddar is probably the one I eat the most.
I'm a sucker for goat cheese. I really love a good goat cheese.
Mm-hmm. I think I have to go with blue because I don't eat it that much, but when I do, I'm very, very happy that I did.
Nice.
I feel like a child now. It's like mozzarella, cheddar, American.
You know what? Actually, some of the more theoretically simple cheeses are better in fancier preparations. Like because like a good grilled cheese, like you can go with like American and that's fine, but like if you take some of those more simple cheeses and you combine, like put a couple of them together on a grilled cheese, it like elevates it a lot. Like a Jack
like
cheese,
a white and an orange cheese together.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, yeah,
And a grilled
absolutely.
cheese.
All right, you guys have your spinning
agree.
arms ready to go again?
All right, here we
Yeah.
go.
All right.
Heather, you want to bring our wheel back up?
It's on its way.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Spin that wheel.
All right, here we go. Round and round, we got a lowercase d. And we've got Elijah. Congratulations.
Woohoo!
Awesome. Well, thank you, Crystal. And then let's just say goodbye to Eric here.
Yes,
then
thank you for having me.
We'll go to Wheel of Names. Or, I mean, sorry, All Night Long. so many phrases to keep track of. But yes, thank you very much, Eric. It's been great having you.
Yep, it was an honor.
In general and today. Yeah, we'll see you.
Bye.
Hi. Hey, everybody.
So we're going to talk more about All Night Long here before we do the next guest and the next Wads of Words. So,
all right. So that's all queued up. Hi. Oh, you can make a fried egg looking thing out of cheese with all the colors of it. That sounds like a great idea. I would like to do that immediately.
I mean, he could have typed pretty much anything with, you could do X, Y, and Z with cheese, and I probably would have been, yeah, I'm down.
All right, we playing a word game?
yes.
All right, let's do it. All right, this is an 8-letter word. Just to remind everybody, I'm going to show you a scrambled word. I'm going to give you a crossword style clue. First correct answer in the chat wins ... What is it?
Oh, it is a snail mail mystery gift.
A snail mail mystery gift. I love a good snail mail mystery gift. So get that answer in the chat. If everybody's stumped, I'll start spelling it one letter at a time. This is an 8-letter word. The clue is they're prone to getting ripped off. They're prone to getting ripped off. Think about that clue. Type it in the chat as fast as you can to win a snail mail mystery box. They're prone to getting ripped off. We'll give the entire internet another moment to think. Once again, the clue. They're prone to getting ripped off. I will give you the first letter. The first letter is B. They're prone to getting ripped off. Starts with a B. We'll give you B-A. They're prone to getting ripped off. We will give you B-A-N. They're prone to getting ripped off. Starting to come clearer when we spell B-A-N-D. They're prone to getting ripped off. B-A-N-D-A. They're prone to getting ripped off.
No.
Chat, you can do it. All you have to do is type the word to get a prize.
B-A-N-D-A-G. They're prone to getting ripped off.
Oh, I'm worried there's a delay. Yeah.
Congratulations.
There you go.
Games. Derwent takes home that snail mail mystery box. Well done. Going in a little late with band-aids. It's bandages.
Ooh, that was
correct
close,
answer.
Yes.
Well done.
The eye is missing.
Sometimes they're a little tougher. That's what makes it a puzzle, right? Is that it's not an immediately easy thing. So well done, chat. Excellent work. Thanks for working through that with us. Oh,
and are you ready to show your commercial? You want to give a little introduction and I'll play your...
Sure. We'll watch a quick little 45-second video that kind of give you the mood and the vibe of what All Night Long is. When we come back, I'll tell you all about it and how to book it.
Awesome.
All right. All right. And don't reach me on Twitter. It's Bluesky now. Mall Night Long is a virtual game show experience. It is a 2-hour program where I take you and your friends on Zoom to make you feel like you're on a television game show. So we split you into teams. It's been compared to like playing Jackbox games, but the host is a live, real person that can talk back to you. So we enter a virtual mega mall. There are 7 different games. There's word games. There's games about online shopping. There's games about guessing the prices of things on eBay. There's a big thrilling press your luck finale at the end. And it is the kind of game where there's puzzles to solve, but you don't have to be Jeopardy smart. You don't have to know a lot of trivia to participate and have fun. And so, hi, Grand CB. Nice to see you all too. So it's something we've been doing for a few years now. I just did an in-person show at the actual mall a couple of weeks ago at a place called 10 Bucks Theater. That was a lot of fun to do that for a live in-person audience. So I land one or two of those a year, which is fun. But most of the shows are done virtually. It was built for Zoom, and it's one, you don't need any special apps. All you need is a computer or a laptop to connect to the game. And so it's been a lot of fun running it. I've got 4 or 5 different games, including a Halloween game that's available. I'm actually doing one of those in a couple of weeks. So if you want to have some Halloween fun and don't want to do any of the work, you just want to plug into Zoom, then it's easy to book.
I've played
that one. I played and it's hilarious.
Yeah, and I've played the Halloween one as well, and just a blast every single time. And everybody who has joined me in the times that I've played it have had a blast as well. So yeah, if you all are like, doing kind of hangouts with like family or friends that are not near you on Zoom, it is a really good way to have like a virtual hangout night where, you've got an activity to do together, and the bonding that can happen with the teams, and the gentle ribbing between teams is also really fun.
Gentle ribbing, sure.
Yeah, gentle ribbing.
And very memorable. Like, it's not just any old Zoom hangout, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. It's intended to be sort of a larger than life sort of multimedia type experience. And what I'm seeing more of now is when folks book, I certainly do a lot of shows where everybody's in their own home at their own computer, but I'm seeing a lot more shows now where everybody's on the couch and they just plug the computer into the big screen in the living room and play side by side. And that's a fun way to play it too.
That's so cool.
And it's usually pretty easy to do. Everybody's got an HDMI in their computer now. So you just plug into the TV, you're good to go. So it's been fun seeing the different ways people sort of configure the game. I had one group, they were in an auditorium and they put me on the screen virtually, and that was kind of a wild thing. So,
wow.
So if you can connect to Zoom, though, that's all you really need to play the game.
Awesome. And I think at the end of the video, it had the words of how to book it, but maybe you could say it out loud too. I don't think you did yet.
And I will give you the email address one more time toward the end of the stream, but you can reach out to playmallnightlong@gmail. Once again, playmallnightlong@gmail.com. I also am in the Protospiel Discord server. You are welcome to send me a direct message. The handle is flipthetable.chris if you're looking for me on there. So by email, playmallnightlong@gmail. I am TableFlipsU on Bluesky. I have my DMs open there as well. No fancy website, no crazy booking or anything like that. And it is going to come up in the chat here in a couple minutes. So please reach out. If you want to book that Halloween game, I'll give you a nice discount in the month just mentioned that you saw it on Protospiel.
Awesome. Thank you, Chris.
Absolutely.
I think, are we ready for, I see guest number 2. I think it's almost time, or maybe just a little early, but I think that's okay. Everybody ready? Okay.
I know I'm ready. I want more guests.
And I'll say goodbye again.
Bye.
We'll see you, Crystal. Okay, and we're gonna need you to turn on your camera. You hadn't yet, but I'm sure you will in just a second.
Yeah, I recognize you. You won 2 large stickers or a bunch of smaller stickers earlier, didn't you?
Yep.
Congratulations. Well done.
Here we go.
Just gonna
Grant
here.
Mott.
What, do I have to choose now?
Bye.
Come on.
I feel like
What?
I just slowly disappear here.
Wow.
This is
Okay,
getting
come
too
on.
weird for me. All right. Bye.
I don't know. I do not know what the problem is. It won't let me do it. Come on. Grant. Come on.
What?
Well, I don't know. Just my tool is not behaving. My streaming tool is not behaving. Huh. I don't know.
Safe to come out yet?
I don't know what to do,
No.
Chris. It's giving me like a...
All right,
Okay.
all right.
What's this?
I'm going to try to stretch
How
for
about
time
this?
for you here. If you have a favorite cheese, please drop it into the chat and we'll discuss.
Yeah, shit, I forgot to write mine in.
Oh my goodness.
If
I can't... I don't know. I could at least make it more embarrassing. Why?
I'm normally happy to be
Why?
on screen big more. It's usually like a fun thing, but I
Alright,
feel like
alright.
I'm stealing somebody's. There we go. That's a little better.
Okay. Now, what if I do that?
All
And then
right.
like that?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh,
We'll make it.
Why? Okay. We're just not going to be on the screen at all. We can't be on the side and have you in the spotlight for some reason. I don't know why. So, I'm sorry. There you go. We've got you, Grant.
Beautiful.
And we'll just
Cool.
be in disembodied voices. Sorry. But thank you for joining us. Sorry for the technical difficulties and randomness. But you've been coming to Protospiel Online for a long time. I know that you...
Like a year or two
you were
now.
a teacher,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. A lot of the
no,
games that you bring are meant to support that,
at least
right?
a couple of them were, at least a couple were educational in some capacity.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. And well, I don't know if Chris remembers. I know Chris remembers the mention of your game, but I don't know if he connects it with you. One of the games that you've brought is like Monopoly plus Clue, because why not? So you have a lot of these very long titles.
I saw that coming up in the looking for playtesters, and I could never quite get the timing, but I was like, I need to play this. I don't care how baked or not baked it is. I don't care what ideas we're trying. I need to sit down and try this game at some point. That is
kind of the pitch, and I know we're gonna get into questions about some of the cool stuff, but yeah, like whatever dumb idea you have is going to have an audience.
Right.
And worst case, you lose maybe 2 hours of a weekend.
Right. I mean, it just sounds like the kind of thing that you try just to see if it'll work. Like,
I mean, that was the theory.
Right. How did it go, if you don't mind me asking? How did those tests go?
I only got to do one over the last 2 sessions. The feedback was, it is definitely a game. That was my first question. That was my main concern.
All right. So,
is this a game? Is this worth spending time and energy developing, more thought out rules, some of my own intellectual property, so that I'm not borrowing off someone else, or waiting what I thought would be 30 years, but is actually more like 60 for at least Clue to become public domain.
yeah, I mean, it's the kind of thing where even if you're never going to publish it as is, that kind of thought experiment can really unlock some doors. It sort of stretch your creativity and really get you thinking in directions you might not have otherwise, and lead you somewhere really fruitful and productive and fun. Or it's just a cool stunt. There's nothing wrong with stunting as a game designer either.
Yeah, I think it definitely served and worked like that as a stunt. It caught the eye. It was funny. As a title.
I mean, at this point, it's like almost more fun to not write it ever again and just let it live as its own mythical thing in the recesses of the world.
Just go down in history as a legend. Do you remember that one time? I'm here for it. I love it. So I'd love to hear about your experience. You attend the most recent Protospiel?
Yep.
All right. I'd love to hear some more about your experiences this time around.
And I mean, one of the main things I like is that there, at least for those 60 or so hours, there's pretty much always something going on, even if that something is just goofing off on a Discord channel. And like, even if you miss the one thing that you were hoping to do, like the next thing will at least be at least an equally good memory.
Mhm.
So, you know, so like there's no FOMO out there, which I consider important for a convention of this size.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it is nice
awesome.
that there's no hotel to deal with. You don't have to worry about the travel. You just got to worry about the time.
Mhm. And Grant is often, well, a lot of the games that Grant makes like fit a lot of people and are not super taxing on strategy and stuff. So they work great for those times when everybody's tired and loopy. And so Grant's games are a lot of the
Yes.
games that we have played in the late night time. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember people getting really into superlatives.
Superlatives is the
That's
rating
that's
game, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe you can explain it in your own words how it generally works.
Well, it works like everybody gets one card that tells you where on an ordered list you're trying to go, and from there everybody writes a guess, and then the judge has to reassemble it with as little input from the team as possible.
Okay. Yeah, and yours was one of the first I saw. You built this in Screentop, and it involves writing, but you made some really like somewhat complex, like layered containers to put words in, hidden, and then reveal and stuff. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, like I was way too happy when Screentop introduced that feature.
Yeah. Yes, at least being able to type some words into fields. It's a little, you have to have like a hotkey and stuff. It's not super intuitive, but if you know how to do it, it's now possible, which is exciting.
Well, that also, I hadn't even considered that because I've used Screenstop and some of the other platforms. I'd never played a game where you have to write as part of the game, and I'd never considered what kind of challenge that could present. So it's cool that there's a way to do it.
Mm-hmm. We are. I think what's happening with you, Grant, is that your video stream is just slower than ours. So
That's awesome.
where your mouth, I hear you, but your mouth is not synced with what you're saying. So we're trying to not interrupt you, even though we can't see your mouth moving.
I've noticed that with other people too.
Okay.
That and
Sorry.
I can't see you guys, so I don't know if you guys are talking.
All right, we'll do our best to work through it.
We can give you the game that Crystal gave us too. What are the 3 words you would use for Protospiel Online?
Let's see. I have 2 that I was thinking of when Eric got the same question. Let's see. First, I said was constructive because, I mean, generally there are enough people who have experience who can say, you know, there's a reason this particular mechanic didn't work. There's a reason this isn't as clever as you think it is. Maybe there are some other things you could try.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let's see. Second one I had was challenging, in terms of folks will definitely push you to try things you wouldn't normally try, whether that's a genre of games you're not used to, one that you actively dislike, and also as a designer, pushing you to at least think through some of your design decisions. And thankfully, no one's been super mean about any of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like people are direct, but that's because I think it's a safe space to give direct feedback. Yeah, so this is just Heather and I aren't even here. This is all just imagined in Grant's head. So, but yeah, I mean that's what I've observed, and definitely I've had to stretch myself to try some games that I wouldn't normally try, because that's just kind of what's out there to play, and you want to be as giving as you are anything else, especially if you're coming as a designer. I only ever come as a tester, but coming as a designer, if people are going to try your wild idea, you got to try other people's wild ideas too, right? And that means getting out of your comfort zone now and then. So, but it's a good thing to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I believe Papa Dit is Eric, who was with us a moment ago. Grant, if you don't recognize his screen name, but yeah, Judge Me Out Day is the. You've had so many names for that one, right? Isn't that?
I have so many variants for the cat pageant. Yeah.
Yeah. Lots of different things you've tried with that. Do you think you're going to make many games out of it, or is it all an exercise
I think of
stretching your game
as I think of new ideas? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
So, anything else that you played that stood out? Is there another game that you tried that comes to mind that really spoke to you?
Let's see. I had a list from the last session. Let's see. John Schaefer with his holiday hijinks. That's always a treat.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I've tried a couple of those. Those are great.
Let's see. I had Nick Zaridic with Bumble Dragon.
Bumble Dragon.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Marty Abramovitz with Frank.
Okay,
which was an interesting take on ranking.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Emily Vincent with Cutting Flowers. Most of the fun is just learning all the fun ways to insult people.
Yeah,
insults.
I remember a Discord conversation about writing some of those insults. I forget which server it was on, but that seemed like a really appealing challenge to write stuff that is going to be sufficiently insulting, but still matches the tone of the game that you're trying to make. Sort of.
And we had a whole discussion about how much research you did into this, and does it if the person doesn't know the language, will they receive the actual insult behind it?
Mm-hmm.
Is it too subtle?
Yeah.
Like you're being passive aggressive with
it. Right. Will you feel insulted or not? Yeah, at all.
Let's see. I also had Adulting by Eric, even though I don't remember doing that last time. If he is listening, I have money. Shut up and take it.
Just based on the elevator pitch, it's the kind of thing that I would really appreciate. We keep buying games that are like Game of Life Plus, but it would be nice to have something that's maybe a little more up to date, because they're all maybe a few years old or anything like that. So this sounds like a fun one.
Yeah, and Adulting is when I did play it this last time for the first time, and as I played it, it's a deck building game.
Sold. No, take my money. It's a Game of Life Plus and a deck builder.
Yeah.
I just whatever shape it's in, just send it.
Yeah, it's been a hit. So,
let's see. I feel like I was supposed to have a third word at some point.
A third word? Yeah. Are you still thinking of your third one?
All right, we're pressed for time, so I'd probably just say fun.
That's a good one.
Thank you. Yes.
It's important to have fun at a game thing, especially since there are some games which may be less fun than others because we're working on them, right? Because they're works in progress. But
and sometimes sometimes because a couple of them deal with difficult subjects that would not sell well, and This is probably the only place you'd be able to experience that.
Or yeah, it's at least like maybe they'd be able to sell it, but it's an uphill battle. It's like on hard mode, right? Making this game. So
Yeah. I'd call it a different kind of fun, though. You know, the same fun where, like, you know, for example, somebody watching a sad movie, you would still describe that as fun, even though you're not like, you know, haha, laughing, had a good time. So, you know, it's a different form of sort of making you think and making you feel. I would call that fun.
I mean, I don't know if fun is the right word. Enlightening, I guess.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Or gratifying, like it feels special that you got to try it. Yes.
Sure.
Absolutely. It's always fun to see somebody taking a big swing, for sure.
I'm going to see if we bring Crystal back and the wheel is large, if maybe your video will start working a little better when your video is not as large. We'll find out.
Fingers crossed.
This is all an experiment. Okay.
I think we're good.
Okay. There we go.
All right.
It happened.
And I'll
Half
chime
of
in.
these are big.
You were mentioning Jonathan Chaffer's Holiday Hijinks games. This coming Thursday, the next episode of Board Game Blitz that is coming out, my podcast is actually Ambi and I interviewing Jonathan Chaffer.
Ooh.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
Y'all don't do very often, so that's exciting.
We do not. We're kind of starting to move into some different formatting for the podcast. I mean, we've been doing it for 8.5 years, so at a certain point, you're like, we have nothing else to talk about. So yeah, we're dabbling in interviews now, and Jonathan very kindly joined us, and we talked about the Holiday Hijinks series and the new Kickstarter that Grand Gamers Guild is going to be launching here shortly. So if people are interested in hearing from him as part of the design community, then I can plug my own podcast in a very legitimate way here, apparently.
Spoiler
Well, yeah.
alert, you are interested. That's going to be a good conversation.
I mean,
Yes.
he is lovely. So
Mhm. Jonathan was also one of my very first in-person Protospiel friends. Like the first time that I went and tested something at Protospiel, he like gave me a shout out in his BGG blog as like the person who, as Eric was discussing at Protospiel Online, like iterated a ton through the weekend and like how much respect he had for me and all that, which was very sweet and definitely encouraged me towards what we have today. So big props to Jonathan.
it's funny because, you know, occasionally a bad actor pops up in board games, like in any industry, and those stories tend to get a lot of press and coverage because that happens everywhere in the world. But truly, some of the best people I've ever met in my entire life are in board gaming, whether that's designers or hobbyists, players, you know, the people who work behind the scenes at the companies. I never cease to be amazed at how many really lovely people are associated with the board game community. And it's one of the reasons why I don't feel like I'll ever give board gaming up as a hobby, because it's just, it's the best.
It'll never let you down.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Okay. So I don't know if
Are we ready?
we're going to give Grant just a second.
All right.
Okay, yep.
3,
1.
2, 1. Spin that wheel.
All right. Here we
Come on.
go.
No whammy, no whammy, no whammy, no
Money, big money,
whammy.
big money.
Oh.
So this first one is for a
Oh, come on. There we go.
Oh, dear Grant! This is for a Protospiel Online gift card. And then that's the third and last of those. And the next one is from one of our partners, Boardable, which high level Boardable is an app-based play board games online game where you can like put it up on a TV and play it together in person or remotely. So, but it's all in an app, and they have a lot of published games right now, and they're moving towards they're keeping their eye on supporting the game designers and making a way to do prototypes. So we're keeping an eye on that too. But for now, they've got they've got published games and a subscription model, kind of like BGA. So that this is for 1 month of that.
Awesome.
Okay.
All right.
Right.
Let's
3,
do it.
2, 1. Spin it!
Whoa! Here we go.
No way, no way, no way.
There's a distinct difference in the number of names.
I think Grant had a lot of entries.
Congratulations!
Entries. Woohoo!
Congratulations, Johnny. Grant, if you hadn't won a prize after that much participation, my heart would have been broken, I think.
Right?
Well done,
Exactly.
Grant and Johnny. Congratulations.
It's true. Well, also,
I say
Derwent
you seem
joined
less
our
namey
moderator
than
team.
normal. Come at me.
mhm.
That's what I say.
Derwent usually is one of the names on the Wheel of Names, but he joined our moderator team recently, and I think he opted himself out. So,
there we go. That would explain it.
Yep, that'll do it.
Heather and I were talking about that. I always do the same thing. If I'm part of something, even if I technically can enter contests related to it, I tend not to because it feels weird.
Mhm. When you're part of what is
Yeah.
putting it on or making it happen, yeah.
hmm
Which, okay, well, if I can't have you on the Wheel of Names anymore because you're part of the team, Derwent, I will accept it. It's a fair trade.
Good problem to have, I think.
Yes, exactly. Okay, let me say goodbye to the wheel, and here I'll be the one to take the spotlight from you, Chris. I think if this works, I don't know. The controls are not working, Chris. It just wants.
All right.
It loves you.
There we
The
go.
camera
All
loves
right,
you,
that's a little
Chris. Okay, there we go. All right. Well, I'm gonna keep you little, Grant, since it's hard to see everybody when you're large. But we'll say goodbye to you, and just I guess I forgot to ask Eric this. I meant to ask him too, but I'll ask you. Where can people find you, or if they're interested in what you're up to, what would you say?
Let's see. I've been pretty late on social media because I've been waiting to incorporate and also for the companies to be less evil about everything.
Yeah, that's fair.
I have one of my business cards with the QR code on it. If I can hover that on the screen for like 20 seconds.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, let me
Maybe
make
we
you
can make it big.
larger then. Just a second.
All right, so
I've never had
if we wanna
anybody
kill
do that
20
before.
seconds. Here, let me see if I can find a way to kill 20 seconds.
I
at a
think
time.
it's reversed though, so I don't. Will it still work?
Oh.
Ooh,
Oh.
Well,
that's.
Grant,
Need to
I'm
think
gonna
about
try it. I'm just so curious. This is
I'm just gonna
This is
try
another
it now,
playtest.
just off of my screen, and see what happens. Let's see if this experiment works. I
I'm
get
there.
a website for legislationthegame.com. Does that sound
That's
right?
the correct one.
All right, it works
No!
backwards.
we did
QR
it.
codes work backwards. We've learned something new today, friends.
Well, actually, I mean, I think it automatically mirrors you because can't you read my shirt?
Yeah.
I can read yours, but when his video was up, it was the text on the card was backwards.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so it depends on what you choose as you enter. Totally. Awesome. Well, yeah, it works. You did it.
All right.
Oh, and thank you for joining with us and hanging through the technical struggle. It's very good to have you
Yeah,
on.
would be a conference with that one.
Yeah, totally. Yep, that is part of the. We can use one of those words too. Is technically difficult. You need to fight through technicalities a lot.
It's
to
a
participate
prize
in
stream
these
tradition. We wouldn't
Yep.
we wouldn't have it any other way.
Awesome. Well, thank you for being with us. We'll see you. And I'm gonna put you in the spotlight, Crystal, and let you talk a little bit more about Blitz before we move on to the next thing.
Okie dokie.
I think I'm trying to.
If I was gonna say,
There
if
we
not, I
go.
could just get really close to my camera, make
There
it
we
super
go.
Heather didn't
awkward
press a
for
button there.
everyone.
Crystal's personality just radiated out so hard into the internet.
I mean,
Creates the illusion that her frame is bigger.
it works like that for me most of the time.
Yeah.
So for those of you who do not know who I am, my name is Crystal Dax, and I am one of two hosts of the Board Game Blitz podcast. Board Game Blitz originally started in 2016. It was the first board game podcast to be hosted entirely by women, which back in 2016 we thought was absolutely bananas that there were no board gaming podcasts hosted by non-males at the time. There were women on board gaming podcasts, but they often were like the spouses of other people on podcasts, which still great to have, but we wanted to have female voices be more represented in the space. And so we started the show. Over the years, we've done content in a bunch of different places. We were streaming on Twitch a lot, like a lot of other content creators during the pandemic, and we've kind of slowly wound our Twitch channel down for the most part. We still occasionally stream, but not very often. I recently have started making content for Blitz on TikTok. So if you happen to be someone that utilizes TikTok, feel free to follow us at Board Game Blitz there. I am stealing the Vlog Brothers format that Hank and John Green do on YouTube. And so I'm addressing videos that I make there to Ambi because she and I don't live near each other. And so my most recent one, I was just like, Happy Tuesday, Ambi. And then I just started talking about something. I like Hank and John Green quite a bit, and I like their content. So I'm just stealing their format basically, and we'll see how that goes. But yeah,
is Ambi talking back, or is it just you talking to Ambi?
Well, she hasn't yet. She doesn't have the app on her phone. She does all of her video editing for TikTok on her computer so far, but I think I'm gonna eventually get her to download the app so she can do some more like off the cuff recording. She likes to edit stuff. So I don't want to edit ever. I just want to put a camera in my face, let me talk, and then I'll
tell me about it, sister. That's
I'm with you. Yeah.
I just want to be done. And yeah.
As you can see from the stream, I'm just like, let it be broken. It's fine. Like, we don't need to be perfect.
Fortunate.
Yep. So the reason we are called Board Game Blitz is when we started the show, it was actually a Reddit thread in the Our Board Game subreddit from 2015 that kind of was the impetus for what we started, and people were discussing what was missing from board game podcasts at that time, and the two themes that kept coming up were that there were not enough women podcasters in the board gaming space, and that there were not enough short-length podcasts. There are a lot of really awesome board game podcasts that are very long, and not everybody has time to listen to a 2 or 3 hour long podcast that comes out relatively frequently. And so we wanted to create content that was meaningful, but also consumable in a more reasonable amount of time. So all of our episodes are 30 minutes or less, with few exceptions. We sometimes run over by a little bit depending, but generally our episodes are going to get you where you need to be in 30 minutes. And
30 minutes or less, it's still free.
Yeah. Yep. And Chris helped us with a shirt design that I still have multiples of that shirt. We have a pizza design with like meeple toppings and things on it. It's pretty cute. Yeah, it says delivered in 30 minutes or less, or it's still free because you can work regardless.
Even with interviews, is it still?
Yeah.
Do interviews make it harder to keep it under? Okay.
Yes, definitely. And I think we will, as we continue to potentially expand the format, we might be playing around with that more, and seeing, like, for the Jonathan episode that's coming up this coming Thursday, we did our recently played section with the holiday hijinks games that we were already going to be talking to Jonathan about, because Grand Gamers Guild has sent us some review copies of some of the ones that we hadn't played before. And I think with future interview episodes, we may cut the recently played section from the beginning of the episode if we think that we won't have enough time to really, we want our guests to be able to have a meaningful conversation with us and to share all the things and knowledge that they have to share. So, one other fun fact, before we started the podcast, I am a huge fan of the 1970s song by the band Sweet called Ballroom Blitz, and it was part of the inspiration for the name Board Game Blitz. And so I reached out to Sweet prior to us releasing episode 1 of the podcast, and I got permission from Sweet to parody Ballroom Blitz. It was technically not one of the band members. It was like a management person or a lawyer or somebody who responded to me, but they were like, sure.
Yeah, whatever.
So we basically, if we had ever received any type of a takedown on YouTube for, I don't think we monetized it anyway, but like we were going to have an email as proof that we got permission. So if you go to the Board Game Blitz YouTube channel, you can find our music video of us singing our parody of Ballroom Blitz about Board Game Blitz. And that's, yeah, we got legit permission from Sweet to do that. So.
Yeah. And I just want to point out, too, this is a very Crystal story because Crystal is like extrovert incarnate. We'll just talk to anybody and everybody about everything. And if you don't mind me stealing this, you've told stories about you'll just adopt an introvert when you go to like an event.
I do. I really do.
And that's very helpful for folks like myself.
No, I do. And well, so the thing is, even though I am incredibly extroverted, even as an extrovert in a large crowd at a large event, it is still sometimes hard when you don't have a thing like planned that you're going to know what to do or where to go, or like have that moment of like awkwardness still. Even if you're fine approaching people, it's nice to have another person with you. And so it's basically like they're helping me and I'm helping them. If I adopt an introvert, I know that I'm helping them have a little bit of an easier experience because I can kind of take the lead, but I'm also giving myself that point of contact to be like, oh, do you want to sit down and play this game, or do you want to go look at that booth or whatever else? My partner, who is sitting across from me right now and who just like leaned over and looked at me when I mentioned him, he says that, what is it that you say, that I've never met somebody who isn't a friend? Yeah. So that is what he says. I tend to talk to strangers way more than I think the average person. Like out in public, I will talk to just about anybody who looks at me nicely.
Don't make eye contact with her if you don't want to.
That's honestly, it's very true. And I'd say like 98% of people really like me. And then there's like 2% of people in the world who are like, you are strange, go away.
Totally. Absolutely. Oh, and I want to make sure before we stop talking about Blitz, also just to shout out your Discord, since our community is a Discord and y'all have a really fun Discord. I go to your game nights frequently, so there's people to play BGA with live, and also there's a lot of like, if you're looking for people to play asynchronously BGA games with, there's lots of people who are connoisseurs of BGA or like really like chances to play it, and so they'll put in looking for a game and you'll find people to play, and a lot of puzzle stuff, especially that Ambi shares.
Oh yeah, we have a dedicated group of people who like get together and do like puzzle hunts online. And then, yeah, we do have like a looking for players channel where people will post asynchronous games from Board Game Arena. And then, yeah, we do a weekly live game night every Tuesday evening at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time, 9:30 Eastern. And then we often get together on Saturday evenings as well. Tuesdays tend to be Board Game Arena. Saturdays tend to be more like Jackbox, Gartic Phone, things like that, but it varies from week to week. It can be either or depending on what the group is feeling. And we've had pretty good attendance lately too. Like occasionally, like one week it'll be like 3 or 4 people that show up, but lately it's been like, oh, we have like 14 people here right at the beginning. Oh gosh, I guess we're splitting up into multiple groups. So
Right.
It's a really lovely group of humans. I'm very proud of the community that we've created in the Blitz Discord. Like, we are a very open and inclusive community, and that means we do not allow people who exclude others into our community, because that is what inclusion means. And so, yeah, if you aren't in 1,000 Discords already and you want to be in one more, hit me up and I can get you the invite to our Discord.
Awesome. Okay, let's play one more. We have our last guest in the green room, but we are just a tad behind schedule and need to do the last WADS award. So let's
see. I told you not to let me talk, Heather. I told you.
Well, we were like, you forgot this other cool thing about you. Like, we're just like captivated. All right.
Had to glance down at my phone because I was still showing the website we scanned earlier. Congratulations on a functional reverse QR code. One more. What's the prize for this one?
This one is the T-shirt. So
a T-shirt. Oh, these high quality. These are soft. They are wonderful. I need to get another one because I've leveled up a little bit since I got this one. We'll just leave that there. First correct answer in the chat gets it. If the group is stumped, I'll start spelling it one letter at a time. This is the longest word we've ever done in Wads of Words, actually. So we are up to 10 letters in this word. A 10-letter word, but I think this group can handle it. The clue is a lot of bees live in it. A lot of bees live in it. So think about that clue. A lot of bees live in it. And if you can solve it, type it into the chat to get one of these amazing T-shirts. Mine is colored berry. Berry is the best color for a Protospiel T-shirt, in my personal and correct opinion. A lot of bees live in it.
I was gonna say, I'm jealous of Ural's shirts, and that's saying a lot because I'm wearing wearing legit Chapel Roan merch right now, which is a big deal for me.
All right. The first letter in this word is D. A lot of bees live in it. Starts with a D. A lot of bees.
That was the clue I personally needed. I'll let you know.
Okay.
I will not
All right. So Heather's got it. A lot of bees live in it. D-I.
I do think that we are experiencing a lag. So for us, it might seem like it's been a long time, but it might be a little bit after you say it that people actually hear it. So we'll give them a second.
We'll give them a second.
I think they're going to get this one.
I think they're going to get this one. Mm-hmm. You know what? I'm going to give you 4 letters at a time. A lot of bees live in it. D-I-C-T are the first 4 letters. A lot of bees live in it. Another moment.
You could also catch some Z's in it.
You could catch some Z's in it, correct? You could catch some Z's, but a lot of bees do live in it.
Yeah, they do.
D-I-C-T-I. D-I-C-T-I. And finally, Papa Dick gets dictionary just ahead of Ninja Creeper 47. Dictionary is the correct answer. Those were 3 seconds apart. That is ISP ping time deciding that one.
Yes, exactly. But
congratulations to Papa Dit for squeezing in just before the buzzer. And if you would like to play for $60, that is a 20% discount from the regular price. You can send an email to playemallnightlong@gmail.com. There is no fancy website. You are talking to me directly. Drink some tea in it. Yeah, you could do that. You'll see it eventually. $60 for 2 hours of live entertainment online. Flip the Table Chris in the Protospiel Discord. Play them all night long at gmail.com or hit me up on Bluesky at TableFlipsU, where I also post a lot of fun random comments about old screen captures from commercials, basically.
That's such a good price. Because, I mean, $60 is sometimes what like 1 or 2 people will pay to go to an escape room that only lasts an hour. And your show lasts 2 hours and will accommodate far more than 2 people. So
yeah, like I advertise 2 to 12, but I've done it with like 14, 16. If you have that many people, we'll figure it out. We'll find a way to do it. So,
awesome.
But always a pleasure to share a couple of fun word clues with everybody.
Awesome. Thank you, Chris. And okay, we're ready for our last guest. I'm going to say goodbye to Crystal, and she'll be back for the goodbye. And we'll bring on our final guest for this session, Vicky.
Hello.
Here you are. Okay. Let's see if we have an okay time with the way we want to have it. We want to be able to see you clearly. Okay.
I don't want to be able to see me.
It's gonna happen.
There we go.
There you are.
We did it.
Yay. It's great to see you.
I need a crystal so that she can do her extroverting thing for me.
Well, I'll be the middle level of that. I can be a little bit like that, not nearly as much.
Ambivert
as
is the
Crystal,
word.
but
Yeah.
yeah, I am an ambivert. I have both of the traits, right? And I can swing in and out of them. But yeah. So Vicky is somebody who I've seen you a lot, very active. I think before I saw you at Protospiel Online, you were very active in BMG, and maybe that's that. And the thing that I want to thank you for publicly, your Bluesky thread for game design, I think might have been the very first place where I saw your name, but very much appreciate the effort that you put into helping like people find each other on Bluesky when we all had to migrate away from other
places
yeah.
where we may have spent time online. Yeah.
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 Back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Not the good old days, just back in the day.
Right. It stopped being good before we stopped using that. But
yeah, actually that feed that I made, I was not like actively in the board game community at that point.
wow.
I was just like, oh, what if I do this, I'll force myself into it, and it just it worked.
Yeah. Well,
That's
especially I don't know if it's the only way those work. I'm still confused, honestly. It's a new enough, technology and platform that it seems like maybe there's a couple of ways for feeds to happen or a couple ways for them to work. But the way yours does is it says, talk to me and I will make it possible for you to be part of it. So people have to directly contact you. And there is something to be said for even just a little tiny DM interaction like that. It makes you feel like, you have met the person at least a little bit. You know what I mean? Like they're accessible to you. So
yeah, I made that choice because I was like, well, I don't want everybody's everything posts in the same spot. Like I want people to be able to opt in and choose to be part of it and only choose certain posts. I'm like, my cat's cute, but do you need my cat every time I post him?
Right. Yes.
Now, I mean, that actually might be the wrong example. Good point.
But I think, well, I don't know, maybe hashtags were kind of this on Twitter, but specifically for anybody who's not familiar with what we're talking about, there is a feed on Bluesky where specifically this 2 combo of emoji, dice scissors, which is game design. So like think game for die and design for scissors. If you put those 2 emojis together in your post and you've checked in with Vicky to get added, it'll be part of that feed, and people who are looking for who is sharing about game designs, not board games and like completely board games, but board game design. You can get connected to people like that. So that's really cool. And I'm glad I'm not super social media savvy, but somehow I found out about it early, and I'm very grateful for it. It helps.
Well, I mean, I think when a lot of people were migrating to Bluesky, it was a very easy way to find a lot of people that you may have had in other places, right? So that was very useful for me personally. And it's just nice to be able to go one place for game design discussion and content, right? So it's really convenient, and I also appreciate that that's something that's out there.
Yeah, and I think if you go to your Bluesky account, that's a way to find the feed, right? Because it'll be under your feeds tab.
Oh,
I think.
Sure.
Feeds that you've created. I think there's a such thing now. I don't know if there always was, but I think there is now. So yes, PSA for anybody watching. Yeah, that's an option.
So you mentioned not really being in the community and just trying to find a way in. I'd love to hear more about your personal board game experience. What kind of games do you play? What catches your interest about board games?
Let's see. So you asked like 6 questions. 3. Anyway, I like what I would call medium weight games. I learned yesterday some people think medium weight games are much heavier than I thought they were. So maybe I don't. I don't know. I tend to keep a soft cap of like a 2.5 weight because my wife won't play with me otherwise. So So we do play quite a few lighter games. I'm a big fan of anything modular, anything with cats. I don't remember who. Maybe it was me. Maybe I called myself the game cat sultan, and someone was like, "That's a great idea." But it's worked out because every time someone is like, "Hey, I have this game and it has no theme," I'm like, "But what if cats?" And I'm gonna be totally honest. Multiple people have taken it and run with it, and
Correctly. It's the right decision.
Yeah. Let's see, so I've made a couple games, and I mean, nothing published yet. We have a not word game. It's not words, but it is words. You're making words, but they're not real. And I also have one about wolves and food chains. I like to do things that teach people things, and that's my. Oh, I see. Eric has witnessed me successfully. Oh no. I'm not sure if this is a good thing or a bad thing.
Successful eat.
Yeah, I'm sure. I could have been successful, or maybe he was successful witnessing me. I don't know. But he has witnessed the cat salting and the benefit of. Let's see. You asked another question that I don't remember. Oh, I forgot. I made another game, and it won awards. So I'm pretty excited about that. Oh, convert a game into a cat game. Yes, I did that. And it's much better now. Just in case anyone was concerned.
Yes, but what if cats is a bumper sticker waiting to happen, I think.
Yeah, I think I'm actually, what if that was just like my shirt? Like every time I walk around one of our things, I'm just wearing a what if cats shirt. Yeah, every time I play one of the games that like I don't really love playing, like fantastical dungeony things aren't really my thing. And I'm like, but if you put a cat theme on it, I would play.
I'd be into that.
I mean, cats doing things that cats don't normally do seems like fertile ground, right?
Yeah.
You could have a lot of fun with that.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, that game that I did make. I made this puzzle. I guess a puzzle hunt is what you called them. And it's this coloring, this not escape room type thing. On a couple pieces of paper, and it's in a hospital room, and you're trying to figure out who the person is.
Who the patient is?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Who the patient is.
Awesome. And which is that's the one that won an award?
Yeah. It was in the Game Crafter contest for the coloring book thing.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, so that was really recently.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that news yet. Congratulations.
Well, it made the semifinals. That was the award that it got. But I haven't heard the end yet.
Oh, semifinals is great. Yeah, because you do get I think you get a badge on the game if you list it on the Game Crafter that way. So
yeah, that felt like winning an award. So
we'll take it.
We're going with it.
Well, it just sounds like a really creative concept too, because it's the sort of thing like you described that, and I haven't heard that before anywhere.
Thank you.
And just one of the amazing things about the board game design community, there's always something a little different. For as many dungeon crawling games as there are, and nothing wrong with a dungeon crawling game per se, this is a community that finds new angles all the time.
Oh, I promise to continue.
Yeah.
Yay!
That's all I do is anything different than that.
So why don't we close out with Crystal's game to make it a trifecta. So all three of our guests this time have done it. What are 3 words that you would use to describe Protospiel Online. Anything about Protospiel Online, attending or the Discord or anything. Not to put you on the spot. It's all right.
Well, I wasn't sure that my first 3 words that I came up with were appropriate.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no, they were good. They were good. They were like really and then fun, but something in the middle there. But
that kind of not appropriate.
Oh,
No, that's
I see what you
fine.
mean.
Okay.
but now it's been implied. Oh no. I would say that it was overwhelming at first. That's one word, not 3.
Yeah.
And then tons fun. No.
Oh, there you go. Tons of fun. That's 3 words.
There you go. You can remove prepositions and things and conjunctions to make it work. That's fair. I mean, if you've ever played a clue giving game with limits, like you just work around those all the time. That's how you do it. So, so I'll take that. That's good.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you. Okay, we're gonna bring Crystal back and together spin the wheel one more time. Oh, do you have something else you want to? Okay. There we go. I see the wheel. And
yeah, that was actually me
is
pulling up Vicky's
we're gonna
Blue
use-
Sky on my computer, and then I pulled it up on my phone and added her. So, on them.
There you go. Real
Gotcha,
time.
gotcha.
Yup. I was like, how am I not following?
Here, I'll make myself large for a second to show these off one more time in conjunction to what we're doing. All right, so we have a Panda bundle of 3 toolkits that they are donating. One of our lovely partners who are leaning more heavily and looking into more ways to help not just people who are ready, like already far down into publishing, but maybe doing their first publishing run and there to consult with. So, and these are great kits for designing and prototyping. So we're going to give 2 of these away. Let me do this. Bring the wheel back. So the people who made it through the earlier runs are the ones who are up for this. And, yeah. Anyway, we're going to spin the wheel, and it's going to be so surprising what happens after we spin it a couple times. And Vicky, you want to spin it with us? I'll let you find your place.
How do I?
The other
There you
way.
go. Other hand. Perfect.
There you go. There you go.
Excellent.
3,
1,
2, 1, spin it!
Felt something pop.
If you injure yourself spinning a virtual wheel, that's impressive.
Joshua Josh Byrne, congratulations.
Joshua Josh. Oh goodness. Okay. Let's see. And then let me do that real quick. And then this last spin is going to be the most
Drama.
dramatic. It's going to be very.
We're doing the whole thing. We're not skipping
very.
ahead.
But we're
the
doing
whole
it.
Ritual.
We're doing the spin.
All right.
Hold on. I need to shuffle.
Oh, this one's gonna be so close.
Yeah, it's so true.
All right. I've shuffled the names, so it's fair.
Okay. All right.
3, 2, 1, spin!
Oh, that's a lot lighter with only 4 names on it. Oh, it's a nail biter. Who's it gonna be? Yeah, there we go.
Congrats to Barney. Oh, very exciting. So, anybody watching this after the fact, you win stuff when you play the games. Get on in there. There's all kinds of ways to earn them. Even giving feedback on other people's sell sheets is one of the ways. I'm gonna get us all together to say goodbye. And I think, why don't you just stay with us for the end, Vicky? We're just going to hang up in a second here. So thank you so much for joining us. We already talked about your Blue Sky. Is there anything else that you'd like to point people to find you or how to reach out to you if they want to?
I don't know. But if you see this guy at any of the tables for playtesting anywhere, it's me.
Oh.
Come say hi.
Oh, that's a lovely idea. I like it.
Located
What's his
by way of
name?
Dinosaur.
Does he have one?
No. It
Okay.
does not have a name. I'm so sorry I never named you.
I'm gonna go with Kitten. It just seems right.
Yeah.
Kitten.
Yeah.
Hi, Kitten.
Aw. I like it.
But yes, thank you, everybody, all of our guests and everybody in chat. Thanks for coming. And the next Protospiel Online will be in January 2025. I believe the 17th through the 19th, or something very close to that. If I've got the exact numbers wrong, it's a Friday to a Sunday around that weekend. And badges will be on sale in the next few weeks. So we will see you there. Thanks for joining. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Gonna keep waving. Gotta play through the whistle.